Hello everybody, and welcome once again to First Yahudin Messianic Temple here in Lake Placid, Florida. I am his servant, Maria Simpson, and we are live on this Sabbath, which is the day that he has given us, and we will rejoice and be glad in it. Today's message is titled, Enough is Enough. Every problem has a solution. And the solution is only found in the root cause of the problem. A problem just does not appear overnight. Some or something started it and began to grow. Everything has a beginning and an end. And Yeshua is the problem solver. If tears could speak, they will reveal what is not known. What is not known. Let me say that again. If tears could speak, they will reveal what is not known. What is a problem? A problem is a matter, it's a situation regarded as unwelcome or harmful and needing to be dealt with and overcome. In Philippians chapter 4:13, it is written, I can do all things through Messiah who strengthens me. Problems are those to be solved, not to be continued in them. Problems are not to be continued, they are to be resolved. Life is tough. And the burdens it hands you can be hard to bear at times. But you don't need to carry them alone. In Psalms 55:22, it is written, Cast thy burdens upon Yahweh, and he shall sustain thee. He shall never suffer the righteous to be moved. Then Yeshua says, Come unto me, all you that are labor and heavy laden, and I will give you rest. More than any time in our lives, we need peace. We need tranquility. We need answers. We need really, we need to overcome. We need to really overcome certain barriers, obstacles in our lives. When you're feeling down, has anyone ever, like when you're feeling down, has anybody ever slapped you on the back and says, come on, fella, cheer up. You got everything to live for. Well, I'm going to tell you, you probably felt like choking this person away. Why? Because even though he is trying to help you, he has not been where you have been. He has not been where you have been. Now, envy, because we're going to talk today about enough. I don't know if you have come to your enough, but I know I have. And I have come to my enough more than one time. But today, I really have come completely to my enough. And when you come to your enough, what happens is you will have the strength. You will have the power to confront things that you thought you weren't able to confront. And see, today I'm going to talk a lot about bullies. What is a bully? And why are bullies in our lives? And what's going on? And why don't bullies leave us alone? And what's the main objective of a bully? A bully is simply somebody who envies you. Envy, really what it is the killer principality that is in a family and in friends. Okay? Now, how can I say this? Well, let's go to the Bible and see what it says. Because everything, see, the Bible is not full of philosophy. The Bible is full of truth. That is the only one that's going to make you free. Free. No one else, no other religion can make you free, because most religions are completely what is called philosophies of man. Yahweh's truth, Yahweh Sabaoth, which means the Lord of hosts. He is the only one that has the truth that's going to set us free. Free from debts, free from wrong relationship, free from wrong faith, freedom, which really means freedom means that your shackles on your legs is going to be removed. Chains upon your hands are going to be broken, and also upon your neck. Because when the anointing comes, what breaks is the yoke. The yoke means the slavery, that we have been enslaved by something, by our circumstances, by somebody that we have allowed, by whatever it is that is going to be broken in the name of Yeshua HaMashiach. Why? Because he is the Aleph and the Tav. He is the beginning. He is the end. He is the same yesterday, today, and forevermore. Envy is a killer principality. Go with me to the book of Ephesians chapter 6 verse 10, and it says, finally, my brothers, be strong in Yahweh. Draw your strength from him and be empowered through your union with him. And in the power of his boundless might, put on the full armor of Elohim, for his precepts are like the splendid armor of the heavenly soldier or armed soldier, so that you may be able to successfully stand up against the traps, the schemes, and the strategies, and the deceit of the devil. For our struggle is not against flesh and blood. You're not struggling with your family members. You're not struggling with your friends. You're not struggling with any human being, but in other words, we're not fighting with people that look like us, but against rulers, against powers, against the world forces of this present world, darkness, against the spiritual forces of wickedness in the heavenly supernatural places. Envy is a principality. And it says in Ephesians chapter 6, the first one that we are come against one, it says that we read from the number 1, we are wrestling with principalities. Principalities. A bully is a principality. And a bully doesn't care about you at all. And the sad thing is that these bullies are in our families, they are in our friends, they are co-workers, sometimes in school. Because our bullies, really how they operate is abusing you emotionally. Emotionally. They make you pretend that they love you, and in reality, they really don't. And sometimes, not only can they abuse you emotionally, they can abuse you even physically. What does envy look like? And where does it come from? See, automatically when we hear this, being a believer, we think it's Satan. No, it doesn't come from, even though he's a deceiver, the father of lies, he's the enemy. But guess what? Sometimes we have allowed this envy in our lives. In our lives, when we open doors, when we open situations, when we are around the wrong people, wrong relationships, and we cannot get rid of them, so we continue because we think that we now become Mother Teresa, or we have become, some kind of monk that we need to, some kind of guru, that we think that that we're going to change those people. And that's not going to happen. Envy comes from the enemy, and we know who the enemy is. And this enemy is in our family and our friends, co-workers. This enemy, envy, is called the bullies in the family circle and friends. Oh my goodness, Maria, dude, you really now, you're taking it out really front, yeah. Your enemies is not outside of your house. Your enemy, my enemy, is in our own family. And let's go to the book of Matthew. Go with me to the book of Matthew. And look at what Yeshua says, okay? Because you know what? We need to call the sun, and we need to call the night. The same sun that we have now is the same sun that Elohim said, let there be light in the beginning. The sun will not rise from the south and go down on the north. The sun rises on the east and goes down on the west. That means there's an order. Bullies are those that are in your life that are really meant to detour you, destroy you, take you up to disorganize you, and really destroy you. It says here in the book of Matthew, chapter 10, verse number 21. Look at what Yeshua said. 10:21. And the brother shall deliver up the brother to death, and the father the child, and the children shall rise against their parents, and cause them to be put to death. Verse number 34. This is Yeshua speaking. Think not that I come to send peace to the earth. This is talking about when he comes a second time. I came not to send peace, but a sword. For I come to set an enemy against his father, his daughter against the mother, the daughter-in-law against the mother-in-law, and the man's enemy shall be they of his own household. Our own household. Listen very carefully. Every human being has a breaking point. Because there's so much you can bear that there comes a time that you come to your enough. And when you come to your enough, what happens is you will be able to, the first thing you'll be able to confront is the person, situation, whatever it is that has stopped you. You'll be able to confront that with a very powerful force inside of you that you say, enough. And when that happens, really what's going to move away from your life is going to be fear. Because what you're confronting is fear. What you're confronting is a bully that has been in your life for a long time. And this can be even in relationships. Between a man and a woman. Envy is a bully principality, which is a spirit that works by abusing you through your emotions. And it's one of the manifestations of the flesh. Because it says in the book of Galatians, and I'm going to take you there because see, his truth is the only one that's going to make us free. Look at what it says in the book of Galatians. Chapter number 5, verse number 5, number 19. 5:19. Now the works of the flesh are manifest, which are these: adultery, fornication, uncleanliness, lasciviousness, adultery, witchcraft, hatred, emulations, fights, and the biggest one of all is envies. Envies. Verse 26, let us not be desirous of vainglory, provoking one another, envying one another. Let me tell you this. When someone is physically hurt, everybody jumps for bandages, water, CPR, whatever it takes. Am I right? Whatever. But when the pain is emotional or spiritual, if someone is depressed and suffering, we don't know what to do. So we avoid the situation. Yet these are the times we should go beyond ourselves to share in others' pains, because in the truth, a broken heart is worse than a broken arm. Put yourself in his or her place. The first step in sharing the burden is to see others as real people, as other human beings, not as objects. It's accepted social behavior to greet people with a hearty, how are you? This is very normal. This is very natural. How are you? But the last thing we want is for them to actually tell us, really, how are you? For I, Elohim, Yahweh Elohim, will hold you by the right hand and saying to you, fear not. I will help you. The Most High promises, because his promises are yes and amen. And he will never, ever go back from his promises. Elohim, God, promises to support and help you through every trial you go through. Value yourself. Love yourself. I have spent time with people who deserve you, and spent time with people who deserve you and to make you feel good. Do not beg for attention. Do not beg for love. Love was not meant for you to beg. Love is not a beggar. Love is a giver. Do not beg for attention. Do not beg for friendship. And do not beg for anyone's love. Who loves you will show up sooner than later. Why should you ignore emotional pain? We need to understand that time, we cannot allow time to heal us. Even though time will heal, okay? But we must work towards extracting from the lessons we have learned from those pains to better ourselves. If you live in an emotional, unjust situation, remember, we must not become conceited, challenging, or provoking one another, envy one another. You must say today, I had enough. Say it with me. I had enough. Everybody has a breaking point. I personally have reached mine. Not once, a couple of times. And every time I get to my enough, then I can go to the other side of the mountain. Then I can go to the other side of the bridge. Then I can go to the other side of the river. See, because on the other side, that is where your blessing is waiting for you. On the other side. But before you get to the other side, you're going to get a lot of storms. You're going to get a lot of bullies. You're going to get a lot of people, whether it's financial, whether it's through a relationship, whether it's through your family, whether it's whatever. Because on the other side, honestly and truly, the enemy has been holding your blessing for a long time. On the other side is freedom. And when you get to the other side, then you're going to experiment something new because you're going to have to get to the other side. And those are called levels of life, dimensions that you have to go through. And you will always have some paparazzi taking picture and putting your name and saying source of things that is not true. Paparazzi. You need to overcome. You need to confront those bullies that really either confront them or get rid of them. Get rid of them. Do not beg for love. Everybody has a breaking point. I personally have reached mine. Have you reached yours? Have you come to your enough? Have you really said today, I had enough? Do not beg for love do not beg someone for love. Because somebody cannot give you what they don't have. Do not beg for love to somebody that doesn't have time to give you. Because this person that doesn't give you love, that you're begging for love, is a person that only thinks of himself or herself. You don't deserve someone who makes you feel invisible, insignificant, with their indifferences. You deserve someone who will give you attention, makes you feel important, and makes you feel present. Love must be demonstrated, but never, never, ever, ever, you must not beg for love. Love is not a beggar. Love is a giver. You deserve the person that says less but does more. You do not deserve someone who only seeks you when they are in need, when they really need you, because they want to use you, so to speak, like a rug, and they want to use you like they use your utensils. They want to use you like they use the soap to take a shower. They want to use you. You need someone who is by your side when you need her or him or they. You don't need the bully's own interest agenda. Bullies are those that really only care for themselves. And they hurt you through emotional. They abuse you emotionally. Do you know somebody like this? How long? Listen, this is funny. How long will you go on between two opinions? Either you serve Yahweh or you serve Baal. How long will you stay in the abuse relationship you are right now? It feels like you're standing at the end of a crossroad in your life. You have 3 decisions to make at the end of a crossroad. 3 decisions. You need to make number 1 decision. Am I going to stay where I'm at? You're at the end. You only can go left or right. And then you're in the middle. Okay. If you go to the right, that's your future. If you go to your left, that's your past. But if you stay stuck with those bullies, that's your present, because you cannot get rid of them. So now you need to look at in your life, and you need to say, what am I going? If you take the future other one, the right side, that means you made a decision and you said enough. If you decide to go to your left, you keep on going towards like the dog that goes back to its vomit, to your past. If you decide to stay in that relationship, if you decide to have the bullies controlling your life, telling you what you should do, how you should say it, when this or that, when to get up, when not to get up, you know what? Then it's a decision. But now, when you say, and you look at the picture, the big picture, and you say, and you look towards your right, you say, enough. You're going to start walking towards your right, which means this is blessings, okay? And you're going to go towards your future, and you're going to get rid, just like when you take a shower, and you're very dirty. You've been working outside in the lawn, and you're very dirty, or you've been in construction, and you're very dirty. This is when you make a decision that you're going to go, you said enough, I'm going to take a shower, this is my new beginning, I am being baptized, and I'm going towards my goal, and I'm getting rid of all the bullies in my life. You're going to find freedom. The air is going to hit your face. The air will begin speaking to you from the front and from the back. From the back because it's going to push you. And from the front, because you're going to feel the air's hands, which is the Ruach HaKodesh, and you're going to feel it in your hair. You're going to feel the heat of the sun. You're going to smile. You're going to laugh. You're going to feel great. Because as you say to your enough, and you go towards the right, there you're going to find freedom financially. There you're going to find freedom in your relationship that's going to really appreciate who you are, not abuse you. There you are going to lose your weight. You're going to eat healthy. You're going to construct houses. You're going to be blessed because you're walking towards your future, towards where you need to be, and you're getting rid of people that have really taking control of your life, because now you're taking control of your life. You're going to feel freedom. You're going to feel like your feet are on top of a cloud. You feel that your arms are going to be like wings as eagle. You are going to be so determined that from going through all your experience in the past, now you're going to confront whatever comes, because that's what an eagle does. An eagle confronts the storms, because now you got rid of the bullies in your life. This is when you say, I had enough. When you say I had enough, you find yourself. When you are still there, you haven't found yourself. Let go of emotional bullies in your life. Say to them, no more. Enough. It's enough. It's enough. And just walk away. Either walk away or tell them goodbye. It's very simple. Very simple. There is a difference between giving up and knowing when you had enough. Let the wind blow in your face and feel the freedom and say enough to your enough. When someone had enough being lied to, mistreated, or tired of feeling neglected, nothing can stand in your way of them living you. Now this is for the fellows. This is for you men out there that don't treat your wife, don't treat your girlfriend, don't treat sometimes even your mothers, your sisters. This is for you all men out there. A woman will fight until she cannot anymore. And once she walks away, you will never see her again. Now this is for you ladies. Don't think... This is for you ladies thinking that you are the last Coca-Cola in the desert. Hey, that you are a great mother. There's a difference between a woman and a mother. When a woman really finds herself, she finds her uniqueness and the courage to say, I had enough. From that moment, she starts living life, and nothing shall be impossible for her. Do not submit yourself to the punishment of indifference that shows ignored messages and unsupported silences. I have learned that who does not look for you does not miss you. And who doesn't miss you does not care for you. That destiny determines who enters your life, but you decide who stays and who goes. The truth hurts only once, and a lie every time you remember. Let me say that again. The truth hurts only once. But a lie hurts every time you remember. There are 4 things, listen very carefully. There are 4 things in life that leave and will never return. 1 is the words spoken. 2, time gone. 3, when you send an arrow, when an arrow sent. And 4, an opportunity given. These will never come back. Let me say that again. There are 4 things in life that leave and will never return. A word spoken, time gone, arrow sent, an opportunity given. You will not have a second chance because it's already has gone forth. We are energy. Therefore, value whoever values you. And don't treat bullies as a priority who treats you as an option. You become an option. You're an option in their life. You're not, listen very carefully. You are not an option. You are not the significant other. You are not a second plate. You are not a rug that somebody can walk up over you. You are not that you go into the food processor and they can process you however they feel like. You are none of the above. You are a great, powerful, beautiful, handsome, anointed, very fearful, creative person. And no one is like you. And no one can make you feel inferior without your consent. No one. What is a bully? Do you want to know? A bully, listen very carefully because I'm going to go. A bully is a narcissist. A narcissist is disrespectful. I'm going to give you all the beautiful quality of a bully. It's insensitive. It's controlling. It's definitely a bully. Uses threats and intimidations, lies, disregards your feelings, minimizes and trivializes, gives you the silent treatment, rages, throws tantrums, is never accountable. In other words, it's not my fault. It's a hypocrite. It targets on you. It exploits you. It's arrogance. And it's stuck up. This is very powerful. Okay? Acts as a superior to you. Uses demands. Commands you to order him or her. Does not listen. Is a know-it-all and can have a charming exterior personality until he or she enrages or enraged or things don't go his or her way. Do you know anybody like this? Listen very careful. Listen, this is very powerful. Your life belongs to you. Okay? This bully loves you with a false love. It boils down to an overgrown, weak, immature bully needing control with a sense that they deserve special treatment and false sense of power. You need to fill yourself, which means your tank, just like the tank of a car. You need to fill yourself, your tank, with love, not with a bully. Because a bully, what it's going to extract from you is your life, is your energy. He's going to extract from you just like a vacuum cleaner, because he wants everything you have. And what you have, everything, let me tell you, is very powerful, because what you have is love. Most bullies don't have love because they have gone through so much in their lifetime that they're very angry with life. And they believe that life owes them anything. And you and I and nobody else, we don't owe anything to any bully, any narcissist. And narcissists can be, let me tell you who these bullies are. They are in your family, they are in your friends, they are in your co-workers. It can be your mother, it can be your sister, it can be your brother. Sometimes it can be your own children. It can be your friends, the one that comes and it's in your home. It can be in a relationship between a man and a woman. It can be your husband, your wife. And really what these people, what a bully is a person that wants to control you completely, emotionally, physically, spiritually, every kind of way. Because they believe that they own you, and nobody owns anybody. Love yourself well. Okay, love yourself well, and realize the fact that someone neglects you does not mean that you should not do impossible to surround yourself with people who desires to be in your life. Stop and say to those bullies, enough. No matter, you can think that you're going to be Mother Teresa. Because now you probably think that you're going to be some kind of guru or some kind of psychologist or maybe some kind of that you're going to change these people's mind because you feel for them, and you really want to demonstrate that you're so loving and you want them to accept you, and that's not going to happen because bullies don't even accept themselves. Hallelujah. Because, as I said, love must be demonstrated. A bully will never demonstrate love. So love must be demonstrated and felt, but never requested. You should not request for love. This is not a kind of like I request a job, I request, this position, you don't request love. Your love should be for those who love you and understand you without judging you. And above all, do not forget the value of your smile before the mirror. Love yourself and value yourself for everything you are, and not for what somebody makes you feel you don't deserve or you don't understand. Have you ever had a bully will always tell you you don't understand? And when a bully tells you you don't understand, it's because really you're saying something that is hurting them and they don't know how to respond. So that's the only way they're going to respond, telling you that you don't understand. You understand? I'm going to tell you a couple of things that I have learned in life. I have learned that making a living is not the same thing as making a life. I have learned that life sometimes gives you a second chance. I have learned that whatever I decide something with an open heart, I usually make the right decisions. I have learned that even when I have pains, I don't have to be one. I have learned that every day you should reach out and touch someone. People love a warm hug or just a friendly pat in the back. I have learned that I still have a lot to learn. I have learned that people will forget what you said. People will forget what you did. But people will never forget how you made them feel. Maya Angelou. Do yourself a favor and learn how to walk away from bullies. Walk away from people that don't love you, people that really are not helping you. When a person starts to mistreat you, learn how to move on to something or someone better. The truth is, for every one person who does not value you, there are tons more waiting to love you better. There are tons of people to love you better. Listen very carefully. Say no more. That's enough. Loving yourself is knowing that you are different. You are different, and no other human being has your fingerprints. That makes you, now listen very careful, this is what it makes you. It makes you unique. It makes you that you are gifted, you are original, you are valuable, and you are priceless. When you love yourself, because I want to say this very, very slow, because honestly, when you love yourself, okay? When you love yourself, you can love others. And when you love others, honestly and truly, this is who shows what kind of person you are. When you love yourself, you will really love others. And loving others like you love yourself makes you a very special human being. It's a very special person that you are. Any girl can be a woman, but only a real woman knows how to be a great mother. Because when someone really wants you in their life, their early morning becomes day. Tuesday becomes Saturday. And a moment becomes an opportunity to want to be with you. When you are in a state of love, you will not care what others think of you. You say, I am a loving, good, decent human being. Not because of how I perform or because of what other people think of me, but I am a good, decent human being because I came from God, from Elohim. And everything that comes from Him is good. And good is love. And I am love. The only thing that we have control over is is ourselves. The subsequent action or inaction of motive will yield either positive or negative circumstances in our lives. True change only occurs if we make the commitment to change what is in our hearts. When there is turbulence in one's life, there is often turbulence inside of us. If we are to change our life, we must first change our frame of mind and our surroundings. Get rid of all the drama people out of your life. Walk away from bullies in your life. Decide to put both feet on the ground and walk away from the bullies in your life. You can do it. Be the pencil in God's hand, in Elohim's hand, and He will direct your path, for He cares for you. And say, no more. I had enough. And enough is enough. May Yahweh bless you and keep you and give you shalom.